Hi everyone, my name is Catherine and I'm on the Sense of Place team for First Year Experience. Today I am here to introduce Sense of Place and give you an overview of the entire event. So let's get started with an introduction. What is Sense of Place? Sense of Place is an annual event put on by the FYE office every semester to connect students with the Chico State campus and community. When is it? This semester's Sense of Place will be held on Thursday, December 5th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Who participates? Students in U courses, like the one that y'all are in, will be participating in SOP as part of their coursework. So, how does SOP work? How to check in? There will be no formal check in process this semester. This is unlike something we've done in past semesters. So, where to go first is your first presentation room. This might be the room that you're presenting in or the room that you're watching a presentation in, but that's your first stop of the day. So, you'll go to that first room, and that is where you will receive a name tag and a stamp sheet. And then, any tips for how SOP works? There's just one. Just show up on time. Be respectful of the people who are presenting and the people who you are presenting with in your group. Be respectful of everybody's time. We will be closing the doors as soon as the presentation starts, just because it's a little bit of a distraction when people walk in late. Okay. So let's move on to name tags. Here's an example of what your name tag will look like. As you can see, this is where you will write your name. And then you will also be able to write the hour that you are assigned to attend Civic Expo and the Research Symposium. So either from 3 to 4 or 4 to 5. And yeah, so that's what that's going to look like. You will do this in the first presentation room you attend. You'll get a name tag, you'll fill it out, and then you'll be good to go for the day. Okay, so some audience expectations for when you are watching presentations. First things first, each session will include 30 minutes of presenting, 15 minutes of discussion, and then once the session is over, there will be 15 minutes of transition before the next one begins. When you are an audience member for a presentation, please make sure to ask questions. We want to allow all of you to be able to have a productive conversation, to get some real change made at Chico State, and, to support the presenters in the best way possible. You will also need to write down one thing you learned, one question you asked, and one piece of feedback you have for the presenters. This is what the front side of your stamp sheet will look like, and we do go over this in a separate video. So those are just a couple of audience expectations. Don't forget before you leave to get your stamp sheet stamped. So after you've presented, you'll get a stamp for presenting, and then you're good to go on to either the Civic Expo and the Research Symposium or to the other presentations that you have to watch for the day. So once you have completed that portion, you have technically completed the front side of the stamp sheet where you get stamped. Next is the reflection portion. You won't receive a stamp for this, but it's those boxes on the bottom. We do go over this in a separate video in a little bit more depth, if that's helpful. But it just asks you a couple of questions to self-reflect and reflect on your group's performance. And that way your professors can have a good idea of how you feel that you did for at SOP and for preparation in SOP. So there is a part two, which is the backside, and this involves attending the Civic Expo and the Research Symposium from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. You will basically be split into two groups for each event. So like I said earlier, half of you will go from 3 to 4, and the other half will go from 4 to 5, and then you'll switch. So this is what the backside of the stamp sheet will look like. You will basically walk around the Civic Expo, find clubs and organizations that you're interested in that will be tabling there, and they're just basically sharing opportunities and resources that they offer to really get y'all involved on campus or off campus and hopefully strengthen your sense of belonging. And then you're required to talk to 4 different clubs or organizations and to write 3 things that you learned from each one of them. And then once you've done that, you'll receive a stamp from the table. And once you've received all 4 stamps, you should be good to go. So let's talk Research Symposium. So, the Research Symposium is a new aspect of the event that we're trying to incorporate this semester. Essentially, undergraduate researchers will be sharing their semester long research with y'all. So, this is upper division research typically, and it kind of just gives you an idea of where you can continue research moving forward in your undergrad and maybe even furthering it into your graduate studies. So, your job is to talk to at least one table to receive a stamp. You should have 3 stamps on the front of the stamp sheet that we talked about earlier, and then you should also have 5 stamps on the back of the stamp sheet. And once you've done that, you're free to turn in your stamp sheet and you're free to leave. So, just to kind of recap, here's a quick checklist. So, you get 1 stamp for presenting, 1 stamp for each presentation that you attend. You have to attend Civic Expo and get 4 stamps from each of those clubs and orgs that you talk to, attend the research symposium, and then turn in your stamp sheet and you're free to go. You're all done. So that's kind of a bit of an overview of what SOP will look like. I hope that really gives you an idea of what to expect. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to email me at my email, ksrabasco@csuchico.edu. Check out our website. It has a lot of really great tips and tricks and tools on there. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. We're really, really, really looking forward to seeing you on the day of SOP. Have a great day.